Welcome to the Art of Relationships show. Greg welcomes live calls from listeners in helping with numerous marital and relationship problems. There will be no more tit-for-tat arguments. Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a rapid, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan. To others, he's simply known as Detroit's Love Guru.
Love Guru.
Hey, welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing okay this Thursday. It is a crappy, chilly, rainy day, I should say, here in Metro Detroit. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. And you know what? Again, my heart so go out to all the medical, healthcare workers, first responders, big time in fighting COVID-19 aspects. Okay, I know Michigan, we got hit real hard with it as well, and I want to give a huge thank you to all the restaurants that are allowing us to do carry out. Workers that work in the grocery stores. Oh my God, a huge thank you, so we can still live and purchase food. So a huge thank you out there, and hopefully, we'll get back to our lifestyles shortly, okay? So, I want to talk about, relationships. Of course, that's what I do, and it's also for the single people out there, because I want the single people out there to be able to look at, what the heck do I want in a relationship? You know what, I've been in a messed up relationship forever and ever, and it's not a right or wrong. It's looking at, man, what went sideways, what went wrong, and looking at what you can improve within yourself, but also what you can do to maybe weed through or weed out what you don't want in a relationship down the road. Okay, and one thing, looking at a lot of couples in my office, now virtual, doing virtual sessions with the COVID aspects, but looking at, what do you do to reach out for one another? And you've heard me say this or mention this, on numerous episodes before, but I want to give more detail, okay? And I ask people, how often do you give qualifying questions, okay? And I'll get into that in a little bit, and I want to be able to go after, about qualifying questions. Do you go after asking your partner, okay, or your partner asking you? It should work both ways, right? Looking at, what questions do you ask your partner to get more information? What other questions are you asking to show your partner that you care about what they're going through, what they think, and what they feel? Again, it's not a right or wrong, people. It's looking at, are you asking those qualifying questions? Or, let's just face it, questions of concern. Why don't we just call them that too, okay? Simple, right? They're upset, they're mad. No big deal, okay? Do you ask them why they're mad, why they're upset? Why are they hurt? What did I do to cause you to be mad, to be pissed off? What did I do, to make you feel disrespected so I can go after? And again, if they want you to do something that's not you or totally against your morals, values, that's a different aspect, okay? We'll get into that on another episode. But are you asking those questions to, to show that you actually care what they're going through? I felt I felt disrespected. You did it, right? Oh, I can't believe you're disrespected. I was disrespected with this situation, okay? And it turns into a tit for tat. And I want you to be able to self-soothe, and I want you to be able to look at the situation to where, instead of getting into a defense of tit for tat, or some people just shut down and don't say anything, can you ask, what did I do to make you feel disrespected? Okay? No, tell me, please. Tell me, what did I do? Those are, if you want to say, questions of concern or statements of concern that make your partner feel that you actually care what happened to them, okay? And we can get into perceptions. I get so many people that argue, Greg, in my office, okay? Or maybe virtually now, It was Monday. It was Tuesday, Greg. It was Monday. It was Tuesday. Now I'm watching them. I'm like, you know what? And I asked, are you talking about a rape, a murder? Oh, no, Greg, why? And I say, well, then I get that. That does matter if it was a Monday, a Tuesday. Absolutely. Evidence gathered, absolutely. But you're not doing that. Are you? Let's face it. You know what? Doesn't matter if it was a Monday or a Tuesday. What matters is how that event affected you. So a lot of people don't use questions of concern or qualifying questions at all. They go after to attack. They get defensive. Well, you come at me, you have an issue, so I have to attack you back. And you know what? Take the pressure off of me. I want people to be able to self-soothe, and can you handle those qualifying questions, the questions of concern? You know what? Why are you hurt? You know, what did I do to make you feel pissed off, to make you angry, to make you shut down even, okay? Do you ever ask each other, you know what do I do or what can I do to make it safer for you to be able to talk to me about anything? Again, it's not a right or wrong. And as always, you can always throw your comments, your questions down below, okay, people? It's not a right or wrong, but it's going after, hey, Tony, my brother, what's happening, my friend? I hope you're safe down in Florida. But it's so crucial to be able to step out of that tit for tat. Am I saying it's easy? Hell to the no. It's not easy, but it's going, hey, Chris, man, welcome, man. What's happening? Hopefully you're safe and sound. I think you're still in Indiana, I think. So hopefully you're safe and sound there too, and everything's going smooth. But going after, you know, the questions of concern in those aspects that you show compassion, you show empathy to your partner instead of, oh my God, why are you feeling that way? Why? You shouldn't feel disrespected. Why are you so mad? And it turns into an argument. And when you go after those killer questions, if you will, or distancing, statements, you make your partner feel, let's face it, worthless, that you don't care about it. It's all about how you feel and them being upset, how it affects you. That's it. Okay? You're not going after, okay, tell me why you're mad, why you're upset. Step away from the defensive aspects, and once you start using this, you're going to see your relationship turn around. You're going to see the distance, you know what? You're going to see that distance sort of close that gap, and you start getting closer, and you start feeling safer with one another, that you actually care what the other one feels. You're not shutting down. Shutting down is almost a way to almost say, screw you, I don't want to talk to you, even though, again, that might not be your intent. Again, perceptions, right? They might be jacked. They might be not accurate. Not at all. But you need to go after what is going on with your partner. And of course, I would love it for them to go after you as well. And looking at, you know what did I do wrong? Can you do that? Can you handle it? Some people will never admit that they messed up. They made a mistake. Or what happens is, why are you mad? You could do that very nice. Tell me why you're mad. You're upset. I want to make sure. Well, you did this, and it turns into, guess what? Well, if you didn't do this, I wouldn't have done that. You get me? It goes into trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Condoning your actions. That you're trying to justify what you did and blame your partner instead of saying, you know what, I get that disrespected you. I get that devastated you, that hurt you. I shouldn't have done that. You know what? Then you can take turns. I would love what were you feeling? What were you thinking? What was going on in those situations? And so many people go after that right and wrong, and they can't handle owning their own stuff, what they did wrong. Go after it. Look after, you know what? The insecurities. Look after the hurt. Look after the pain in your partner, and then you can go after it. And it could be based on a perception. I've said this many times throughout, different episodes. Perceptions might not be accurate, but go after how your partner feels, why they're upset, what caused them to be hurt, what caused them to be devastated, what caused them to shut down. You get me? What caused them to feel maybe worthless, maybe not taken into consideration, okay? Go after that. Hey, Tony, what's happening, man? I appreciate you tuning in. And Tony, the tit for tat, you go after it and you look at those situations that they're going to go freaking sideways, okay? And I want to prevent that. I want you to do a better job. And nothing's perfect, okay? You're going to screw up once in a while. I'm human. Believe me, I screw up once in a while, if not more than once in a while. But to be able to look at, you know what? Ask those questions of concern. What did I do? Why are you upset? And there's a difference. Let's talk about voice tone when we're talking about these elements too. There's a difference. Why are you so upset? Why are you hurt? Big difference between now you're sounding or coming across like you're blaming them for being hurt. You're blaming them, criticizing them for being hurt, being pissed off, being mad. You get me? So there's a difference in how you use your voice tone instead of those out of concern. Man, what's going on? What made you so mad? Tell me, what are you hurt about? Big difference in voice tone. And a lot of people will go after that, right? Why are you hurt? Why are you so hurt, upset, pissed off? Oh my God, you got an attitude again. You get me? How many people have been there? Haha. Raise your hands. And the situation, it makes your partner feel criticized. It makes them feel worthless. It makes them feel judged for them feeling a certain way. And it definitely doesn't make them feel like you care about them, that that you actually understand or want to understand what they're going through, that you have that care, that concern, and looking at those situations that you're going to stop it. Oh, sorry, there's probably hear the puppy whining in the background, okay? So I apologize for that. Looking at the situation, ask those questions. Like I said, qualifying questions, questions of concern, and be able to go after and stop in that element that, I wanna know what's going on, and show that you love and you take your partner's feelings and what they think into consideration by asking these questions. Simple, right? What caused you to be hurt? What did I do to cause something? It might not even be anything to do with you. Oh, I had a pissed off day at, coworker ticked me off or whatever. Ask, go after those, and you're going to start seeing your relationship, start turning around. And I would love it, of course, not only you, but both of you to be able to implement this. It seems simple, right? Seems like a simple, logical thing to do. Yeah, of course I care about my partner. I want to know what's going on. But when we get defensive, we feel attacked, it goes out the window, right? Or we don't want to look at what we've done wrong, so we're going to throw them under the bus and try to flip the script on them. I want you to stop that. Hey, William, I appreciate you showing up. Oh my God, this has got to be a first time tune on the show where I've had all men tune in, man. I appreciate you guys out there. Throw your partners out there, man. Show them my way and going after the situation, okay? But looking at the element to where, implement this, okay? And another thing, I'm going to jump, and I talked about another subject in the header, in the title of the show, about, how many people feel like they are doing the majority of the work in the relationship? And we can talk about, household chores. We can talk about, doing dishes, who does most of the cooking, taking the trash out, cutting the grass. We get all that. We understand, some people might, work 60 hours a week. Someone might work 25 hours a week. And there's that balance. But I'm talking about, do you feel like you do most of the work in the relationship regarding reaching out for your partner? Let me ask you, okay? And maybe you do 80% of that. And I'm going to talk about this situation, right? And how many people feel like they've been there in their current relationship, or maybe in their past relationship as well, and being able to look at the situation to where, you know what? I'm doing most of the work, okay? I'm reaching out for my partner, meaning I take them into consideration. I'm going after the situation to where, you know what? I'm going to the store and I buy them their favorite candy bar, or buy them their favorite drink, or, buy him whatever, his favorite snack, that type of situation. And it's not a right or wrong, but I do that all the time. They never do that. This is what I'm talking about, doing most of the work in a relationship. I'm the one that's always being affectionate. I'm the one that's always, reaching out for my partner to make love, to have sex, okay? I am looking at, always there to listen to them. I'm always considerate of them, respectful, okay? I'm giving them the attention. I'm listening when they talk to me. Man, I'm doing all this work, making plans. How many people complain or have their partner complain to you about, oh my God, I'm the one that's always making plans. I'm the one that's always deciding what we're having to eat or going out to eat or, date night, or I hate that word date night, and I'll get into that. But what do you do to enjoy each other? If it's I'm making plans to go see a movie, I'm making plans to go to maybe a baseball game. Well, hopefully when they get back at it, but you get me. I'm making plans to do this, to do that, and you don't ever do anything, right? I'm the one that's doing all the work in the relationship, okay? I want you to feel appreciated big time, okay? It's important. And your partner needs to do the work to step up, to be able to help out and make you feel considered, make you feel loved, make you feel like they are also, that the relationship and you are important in reaching out to each other, okay? But I'm going to add a little bit of a twist to this, okay? Now, you're doing 80% of all the stuff I mentioned to you, right? What if you are busting your booty doing all this and you feel like you're not getting your needs met? Now, think about this, okay? And you get frustrated, you get mad, you get upset, right? Because you don't feel like I'm doing all this, I'm doing all the work, da-da-da-da-da, right? What if what you're doing is not what your partner needs? How many people look at that? How many people look at, I do all the cooking, I do, most of the cleaning, I do, and what if your partner doesn't care about that? Do you ever look at what the heck your partner needs to feel, again, to feel loved, to feel desired, to feel appreciated? Big time, right? Look at that. You could be busting your butt. You know what? This is what I need, so I'm going to, portray this onto my partner. I'm going to be very affectionate. I'm going to be, whatever, listen, I'm going to be attentive. I'm going to be all this. What if that stuff is not important to your partner? Hopefully it is, about being attentive and listening and being considerate. I'm hoping it is. But it might not be in the way that your partner needs, okay? So a lot of people I look at, in my office or, doing virtual sessions now with the COVID, I hear this often. Greg, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Oh my God, I do this, I do that. And then I ask them, or him or her, right? What if it's not what your partner needs? Is that important to your partner? And they look at me, like, well, that's a crazy question. Is it? And I'm going to ask, right? Maybe how they want to be loved and shown all that is different than what you're providing. It's great. Your effort is awesome. I tell people, I'd rather have people do something half-ass, sounds bad, I know, half-ass, and have a greater positive impact on their partner and their relationship than someone busting their ass fully having no impact, okay? It's important. You need to go after what your partner needs. Now, if you're going after what they need and they're still not doing anything, give me a call, okay? Because you have to look at, about self-love and self-respect and how you want to be loved, and it's a mutual thing. You don't always, I tell people, you don't ever want to beg somebody to love you, to desire you. I'm all about looking at what can I do to improve the way you love me? What can I do or causing you not to love me, desire me? I'm all about that. Big time, okay? Remember, again, the questions of concern instead of bashing. And it's very difficult when you're hurt, when you're devastated, when you don't feel loved, when you don't feel desired by your partner. It's hard to go after those things. But I'm telling you it'll make your relationship a lot better to actually look at, you know what, I'm busting my butt. I could care less if you vacuum every day. I could care less if you cook for me every day. That's not important. I can cook for myself, go get food somewhere else. You have to look at what works. I appreciate it. I'm not saying that. Don't be a jerk, okay? Appreciate what they do, but that's not important to me. It might be important to you, but it's not important to me. And you need to have this conversation, people. And I do with couples in my office, okay? It's big time. I talk about this because it's so crucial. I try to cut through all the BS and go after the things that work for each couple, which are different, okay? Everybody is different on what they need, what they want, personalities, characteristics, values, belief systems. All this aspects, they're so different. So a lot of people live in their world, and I'm sure I'm guilty of this at times too, that we get tunnel vision and we're used to what we want, what we see, what we value, and what makes us feel loved, desired. So we assume everybody else is the same way. You need to stop it and be able to learn, man, I'm busting my butt and it ain't working, right? When I used to work also in trauma, a lot of sexual abuse in kids and stuff years and years ago. I don't do that anymore. And I work with parents with behavioral issues. Well, they have behavioral issues too, the kids. And they would come in and, Greg, I've been yelling and screaming for 5-7 years and it still don't work. And I look at them and I'm sort of a smart ass and I joke with them, right? And I go after and I said, let's see, you've been yelling and screaming at them for 5 to 7 years and it ain't working? You just took you 5 to 7 years to realize what you're doing is not working? And I'm sort of smiling, I'm not criticizing, bash. I don't do that. And I sort of joke around with them, whatever, and they sort of laugh. Hey, Tanika, hey, welcome, man. Peace. Hope you're doing awesome. I appreciate you tuning in. And, you look at, what you're doing and you keep repeating it. Tell me why, right? If it's not working. And I think this should work. It should work. I should yell at the kids. I should freaking criticize, yell at my partner, and it gets something and it causes more problems. I want you to do what works. So if you are busting your butt, doing 80%, 90%, 75%, whatever it is, to reach for your partner and show them that you love them and care considerate and all this stuff, okay? It might not be working. You need to find out why it's not working, okay? What's causing it not to work? Maybe it's not important to them. And then, right, we get defensive. Let's face it, okay? We get defensive. Oh my God, I can't believe it. You don't take in consideration. This should work. I'm doing this and you should feel loved. You should feel, and you're like, what? Now you're putting your values, your views, everything on them. And again, at the beginning of the show when I talked about questions of concern or qualifying questions, now it's all about you and what you think, and you're taking it away from what your partner feels and what your partner needs. I'm doing this and you should feel this, you should feel that. I hear it on a daily basis, okay, people, until we work through this stuff with new couples and stuff I work with. And to be able to go after, you know what, it ain't working. That's okay. It doesn't make you wrong. Your efforts, woohoo, are great, terrific. They need to be appreciated. Go after what works. So if you feel like you're busting your butt and you know what, it's not working for you, ask, find out what the hell they need, okay? What works for them? So maybe you can do a lot less work and have greater positive impacts. How many people are for that? I think most people are, okay? So it's so crucial. Tanika, you mentioned we have to, revise and try again, review what is working and what isn't. Try again. Absolutely. We need to go after. Hey, Cynthia, thanks for tuning in. And I know, Tanika, you mentioned, the you should statement too, and it's so true. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. According to who? You ask that. According to you tell me, tell me what I need to do. Don't tell me what I should be doing, but tell me what you need me to do to make you feel respected, loved, desired, appreciated, right? Sounds simple. Believe me, it's not. When we get in our own heads and we feel hurt, we feel disrespected, we feel maybe not taken into consideration. Those things rip at us, and it's not easy. But I want to try to make it easier for everybody out there to be able to, hit on that, okay? And, I'm going to, with COVID and everything else, and I do this once in a while, for those that share the video on your timeline, and you can, it doesn't have to be live, you can share it after, or if you share the post below this announcing today's episode show, I'm going to be giving away 10 of my books, paperback books, right here. They're on Amazon, and I give stuff away throughout, the years and stuff too. But I'm going to be giving away the actual paperback version, unless you want the ebook or the, what do you want to say, PDF file book. Okay, whatever works for you. I pay for shipping. You don't have to pay for anything, okay? And I ship it out to you, no big deal. But the only issue is, those people that have won before, you can please share. I love it. Love you guys for it. But I want to give other people a chance to win, okay? And I will be doing a drawing, and I'm going to be giving away 10 of these books, like I said. Right here. It's a relationship guide, Tools to Ignite Love and Intimacy. Here's the back cover. It's available on Amazon, has been for a while, in ebook or paperback format, which I just showed you. And so all you have to do is share the video, or after the show's over, it doesn't have to be live, share it on your timeline for a chance to win, or the post down below that announce the show with the flyer and everything, okay? And before I say goodbye, I'm going to say, Tara, thanks for tuning in. And looking at Tanika, you mentioned, I have to add, I asked and changed how I showed up over and over. Added to this list of what made him feel loved. Because he didn't have the ability to feel loved, it didn't matter what I did or didn't do. And that is a great topic, actually, Tanika, for another episode. Maybe I'll touch on that next week. Are there people out there that feel they don't deserve love, so they sabotage it, or they can't accept love? And there's a lot of people, and I told you, I've dealt with so many people, kids in sexual abusive, horrific situation, adults that have gone through that as well. Now they're adults, and how it affects them, how it affects their relationship. And to be able to go after and look at the element to where, man, I don't feel deserving of love, or I think, someone's nice to me, so they're going to manipulate me, they're going to use me, they're going to, they must want something from me because they're being fake. So I will talk about that next week, and I appreciate it, Tanika. That's a great idea, and I appreciate it, okay? Again, real quick, and I'll put the post up above too. I'll write some, share the video, please, on your timeline for a chance. I'm going to be giving away 10 copies of my paperback here. I pay for shipping. You don't do anything. It's my way to help and say thank you so much in supporting the Art of Relationship show, and also me and the work I do to try to help, couples have the relationship they crave. And also for the single people out there, I never neglect them to have the relationship they want, and also have the, self-respect and self-love that they want within themselves too. So I appreciate it. Much love to everybody out there. Check out my website. It's all over the place. theartofrelationships.org. Check it out, okay? I appreciate it. You can check out my Facebook page, my public figure page. I appreciate any likes on that. That is Detroit's Love Guru, Facebook.com/Detroit's Love Guru. It might show up on here, the page. I appreciate it, okay? And